You're tuned in to The Keetria Show and listening to SOB, Style of Business, the podcast with your host, Keetria. We aim to highlight the ongoing trek of entrepreneurs and business owners from around the globe, featuring stories that recount their struggles, experiences, and inevitable road to success and self-fulfillment. Welcome to SOB.
This podcast is being brought to you by my inspiring new book titled Courage is a Muscle, Using Heart to Power Your Entrepreneurial Dreams. You can grab your copy today on Amazon.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Thanks so much for tuning in and checking out this new hot live episode of SOB Style of Business, the podcast. Finally, we're doing a live show. Your host, Keetria, of course, and today I have a wonderful guest, one of my good friends, my PIC, my partner in care. We're not going to do the crime.
No
We're
crime.
not going to implicate, right?
No crime.
No crime. We're not doing the crime. And we are going to just have a good time. So we're doing what did we say this was called? The end of the year review recap. We're talking about business branding. We're talking about just building the foundation, visions for the new year, new opportunities, all that other good stuff. And let me just do the formal part. So we're talking to the beautiful, fabulous Richardine Bartee, my girl from GrungeCake's. What's up, Rich? Drop that intro for us, and then we're going to keep it rolling. We're going to keep it moving and grooving.
Thank you. I am Richardine Bartee, CEO of GrungeCake, creative agency, imprint, publication. And it's an honor to be here.
It is an honor. All right, cool. All right, guys. So before we get into the actual interview part, for you guys who are not familiar, we've had Richardine several times before. So I guess we're making this a thing now. You know, when we get mid-season or end of year, beginning of the year, we're starting fresh just to kind of go back and reflect. Then also, too, I'm using Restream, which is a totally new platform to me. I don't claim to know what I'm doing as far as the video goes, but we're going to work it out. We're going to try.
You're doing a good job. It looks good.
Thank you. And there's a chat, but I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to correspond. So if you guys start chatting and I don't say anything or whatever, if we do get anybody that comes on, just bear with me, show me a little grace, and the next time it'll be a little bit better. So I guess let's start. Let us start. 2020, This is the last day of the year. Of course, by the time the listeners hear this, it'll be next Tuesday, I think, with the January 5th. But I guess let's go back and see, let's talk about, 2020 and then just kind of looking forward and forward progress and what we're looking forward to for January and beyond. I'll let you take that first. I'll give it to you first, Richardine.
Oh man. Wow. 2020 has been quite the year, even down to the last drop. And I want to start off by saying that I hope that 2021 brings more smiling, more love, more support, more honesty. What I have to look forward to is hopefully seeing some of the things that I put together for, the end of 2019. And that didn't come to be in 2020 because of the pandemic. I'm hoping that some of those things could come to pass, as well as some seeds that I've planted this year. I don't want to talk too much.
Well, don't give out the goods, but hey, you can feel free to share whatever you think is safe.
Well, whatever you think is safe.
Right.
No formal announcements yet. Like my phone is ringing off about this MF Doom stuff right now. I think everybody is starting to see it. But I guess what I could say about 2021 is I've been doing a lot more radio PR, especially in the afrobeats Caribbean space, because I felt like I wanted to just do more in a quicker sense instead of like just writing about it or waiting for somebody else to cover it. It's like, okay, how do we get this like in motion now movement? Radio is like an everlasting, like great juggernaut of promotion. Because that's like direct to consumer. They're listening to the dial, they hear it. I bet like they don't. It's not about like someone like me or a journalist or editor processing and then saying, oh yeah, let's see if the audience is going to like this or not. And then hoping that they read about it. Cause I mean, those days are like slowly slipping away. Like people tend to, people tend to read about, their interests now. It's not like how programming was when you and I were growing up, where you like relied on an MTV curator to put
oh my God,
and tell you what was good. You can kind of like pause or do whatever you want to television and watch it when you want. And that like TiVo, when that was like a huge thing, it's like, oh wait, I can record the show. So lifestyle is just a little different. But so I've been doing that and just trying to get the conversation going more for the genre in the States specifically. I had a lot of plans in 2020, but a lot of that didn't come to pass, especially like in the event coordination and production space, where a lot more Afro beats and like just Caribbean artists would have been able to fill those spaces. But, it's always about thinking of new creative ways to do what you need to do anyway. So it's going to be a lot of that.
Yeah, because that Afrobeats movement, I mean, it's not like, people are already kind of gearing up to introduce their stuff. And of course, when you're in a market that it's a little bit more difficult to get like that mainstream success, like having somebody like yourself kind of come in and be able to, just make it not an introduction, but to make it easier and accessible for the people that are not familiar. Because now you see like a lot of the Afrobeats and some of like the more mainstream music, which is, years back you would have the hip hop and then you had like the EDM that came in and that was a cool new sound. And then you had like the voiceover stuff that, what's that instrument called that manipulates the voice and like changes your voice? Yeah. Like the auto-tune, all of that stuff. So it's nice to see that those different cultures and, the different countries are getting exposure for that. So that's one thing that I love. And I know I know last year you were in the middle, at the end of 2019, you were gearing up to do some things and kind of introduce some new platforms when you were going into South by Southwest. We know that didn't happen.
Yeah, man.
But I'll let you want to talk about that. Right?
South by Southwest, we had a sold out show, as everyone knows, and we had Sabu Simonian from Capital Cities going to headline. We had some artists that are signed to Warner Records here and in the Canadian territory, which was very exciting. And I mean, we didn't even get to like announce our full lineup. It's going to be really good, full of surprises. Then we were supposed to be also partnering with the A&R at Rock Nation for the Carter House that he was doing also at South by Southwest. And a few other things that was lining up, but when the festival was canceled, that's what happened. So, but I mean, sold out, 400 people, I think sitting, I can't remember, very small, intimate, venue on the main strip. So we were really excited about that, but we don't know what the future holds.
Hey, it's got to be something good. I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm losing my earpod as I speak. But look, let me put it to you like this: the year was still a win. Like I know a lot of people, of course, with all respect, you have people that you lost, and things that happen, like all types of crazy stuff. But just being able to get just a wedge of success in there, like with you being able to put your foot into the Afrobeats market, and like all of those new opportunities that unfolded in spite of everything that went on, or despite this or despite that. So I applaud you for that. We got to stick in and stay in because it's difficult. It can, especially like entertainers, you got people that can't even perform, and when that's a way of their livelihood, it dampens the mood a little bit. Like you got Versus right now, which is perfect and it's good, but there's nothing like a live show. And I know you were heavy with like trying to do like live events and stuff. So
yes, indeed. I mean, I thought about that, like, should we do something where people are live streaming? And I'm very much so that person that enjoys live music, events.
Right.
It's not the same. I did enjoy some things that people have done, like Erykah Badu, like that outstanding.
Oh man, hers. Yeah, that was hot. Right.
Yeah, she got ahead of it very fast, so that was really cool. But to capitalize on that momentum as like an independent artist, without the structure that you really need, like corporate structure or corporate financing, is very difficult. So I was like, why like apply more stress, and pressure for myself trying to like run the race when I should just like find other ways to support artists. And then like by the time like maybe next year, this time there'll be like technology or things in place that can actually support what it is that would be needed to support a new artist. So.
Exactly. Takes time. It takes time to build. And so like even with the changes that are happening, not only with entertainment, but I guess just kind of the social aspect of what we were used to in itself. Like, has that made it difficult for you to, build your business? Because I know, you started, there's GrungeCake, but there's different aspects of GrungeCake. There's different things that you do as a professional publicist, as a professional label manager, all of the different aspects of who you are. So like when everything changed, you have to pivot, you have to, kind of scale it back. You have to pick it up when it's time to pick it up. Like how have you been able to really cultivate and build your business relationships? And then also I'm gonna throw in, how have you been able to just maintain relationships, period? Because you got the social part is missing, right? And that's a big part of connecting with people.
Well, it's a good thing that I've already had like the training organically with working with people in different territories. So you don't always get to see these people. You kind of always like just waking up with the roosters, so to speak, to like speak to somebody. You got to be up at 4:00 to speak to someone that's in Africa, and they're starting their morning, and you're probably just tossing around.
Exactly. Right.
To them, like either on video chat or WhatsApp or whatever it is. And, so having that training and then, but also understanding like how to conduct yourself with business people in general, regardless of where they are, is just kind of easy to reach out to someone and say, I want to talk to you about this. That's another thing. Like anytime you're reaching out to another business person, you should have a purpose, like a plan in mind. Like, don't just, hey, what's up? And then kind of like let things just fly in the air.
Right.
That's not good.
Like all the informal LinkedIn requests to add you just for the sake of adding and trying to sell some software. It's a mess, right?
Yeah, definitely. So, but I think it, like everyone else, people were able to be still. For the most part, a lot of what I've done has been remote. Ever since I stopped going like to the office that I had in Brooklyn, or like working out of the recording studio that we had access to in Midtown, like by the Empire State Building. Yeah. Not Empire State Building. Madison Square Garden.
Okay. I couldn't fill in for you because I don't know New York like that. So I was like, she don't know, right? She'll pull it together.
Like bugging. So yeah. But yeah, it's everyone, I think for the most part, people had time to stay still. So like the executives and everybody else that people tend to like want to connect with. Yeah. You saw them more. Like online or whatever it is. I still don't think that, again, if you don't have purpose, like, okay, that person may say hi to you, but that doesn't mean that it's going to materialize into anything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, cool, you saw them on Clubhouse, but like, how do you make that work for you when outside is open? Because as soon as outside is open, these people are gone.
They out of there. They are out of there. Yeah, they're out of there. Speaking of Clubhouse, like, tell me, like, somebody mentioned to me earlier this week that I should get on and join. I have no idea what it is. Like I'm that far behind. Like I didn't even realize, because I had seen last week when somebody was saying like, oh, I went to the Clubhouse, and you thinking, oh, okay, well, maybe they building something in the back or, the yard or, whatever. And then I saw a story that trended, I think with Meek Mill, and it said something about Clubhouse. And then that's when it dawned on me that was a actual social platform. And then when I got the text message like, hey, you need to create a profile. And I'm like, I'm to the point now where I think I've learned my lesson about just creating profiles for the sake of creating them, right? And not really using them. Like there's no purpose for me to do it. So I was trying to get a better understanding of what Clubhouse actually was and who would be, why would I join that? What, do you have any insight on that at all? Or?
So I'm not anti-Clubhouse, but I'm anti anything that gets in the way of what I need to be focused on. Right. So what I will say though is for Clubhouse, we need it.
Right.
I don't know if we need it per se, because I think that it's good to get on there and secure your name, like your username, because you want to have that just in case, you know what I'm saying? So nobody is impersonating you or trying to get one leg up saying that they're you or they're part of your business. And then, So for that reason, yes, any new thing that comes out, I tend to go on there and just get the usernames that I need because it's a headache trying to get later. Clubhouse, I think what it started out as is kind of like the chat rooms, when in the 90s or early 2000s when they had those call lines.
Talking AOL, right. Okay, yeah, we're going that far back. Right.
I forgot what one of them is called, but you would call in and then you could hop in a room and you just hear mad people talking or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I think now based on my experience on Clubhouse, a lot of industry people are using it to kind of replace panels.
Oh, okay.
And so they will have things that they're talking about. I don't know, maybe how to license a song. And then you'll go in that room and then you might see someone there from Sony ATV. And they're talking about, what it takes to get your song licensed. And they're just doing this. It's not like they're getting paid to do it or anything, but they're in the room. Then you may go in a room and then Joe Budden is in there and he's talking about the kind of girls that he likes. Or somebody trying to push a girl over to him. I don't know. For me, I think that anytime I've gone in Clubhouse, it's kind of people just shooting the shit. The last one that I was in, they were welcoming Chris Brown in there and Tiger was in there. And then Lil Mama joined. And then they were roasting each other, something to pass the time. At least that's how. But a lot of people also as a professional, you're reaching out to other professionals and it's okay, I have this request from you, but they on Clubhouse. So they're never emailing you back, or they're not texting you back, or they're undivided. And then it's so what happens to the work? You want to talk about this is what you do by day, but you're not doing it. So that's the only issue that I have with a Clubhouse. One of the guys on one of our teams, he's yeah, I was on Clubhouse for 7 hours. I was bro, 7 hours? That's why you ain't do what you needed to do. That's why you ain't follow up with me.
Right.
If you're using Clubhouse to build your network and then hopefully some money comes from it, great. Yeah. If you're landing and closing situations, awesome. But there's too many people on there that just get lost. They're just kind of and then most of the influential people that are on there, they're in LA. So when they're on there, it'll be 3 a.m. for them and it's 6 a.m. for us. So then it's you want to be in there with somebody that's a celebrity, or if Kevin Hart jumps on and that's your cup of tea, then it's oh, I want to be on there and I want to hear everything he says. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then it's but then the other thing is that they're not supposed to be recording the audio or the conversations. And people have been doing that, and it's been going on Twitter and the Shade Room and stuff like that. So they have a new clause in there, so if anyone starts recording, it'll prompt everybody in the room. I think that's what I saw recently. But I don't know. Clubhouse is supposed to be a clubhouse, and you can only get nominated to go in there. You can't just join by yourself. Somebody has to pull you in.
Yeah,
so I kind of like that, but it's too much of a time consumer.
Yeah, you know what? I just felt the time consumption just by you explaining it. It sounds like a lot of work. And right now, I'm at a point in my life where I don't need any additional social platforms or networking platforms to manage. So, okay, so I think you helped me answer what I need to do. All right, so we got that down. So now let's talk about one of the newer things that you're doing, which is the wellness check-in, which I thought was really cool. As you got it going on with the wellness check-in, and I like the fact that you are really just trying to bring attention and awareness, especially to like entertainment industry personnel. Just pretty much anybody that's looking for like a relief. Like everybody is always or needs to think about their mental space. You know what I mean? Because that's what's going to keep us like on the day-to-day. So tell us what you're doing on IG Live with the mental check-in, the wellness check-ins. Mental check-in, same thing. We got it.
Yeah, basically wellness.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So maybe it's been like 2 or 3 weeks now since I started. It's something I've been talking about, especially for the duration of 2020. I was speaking to Aisha at Warner Music, and I was telling her that I think it's very important that we start putting things in place to help the mental well-being of the artists that we say that we love and we support and we work with, because I don't know about anybody else, but I'm tired of like hearing about this one like overdosed, or this one did this one did this, and then like the people being so like shocked. How are you shocked? Like these people are talking about playing music like in the interviews, and it seems like we ignore it. And when I say we, I'm talking about label personnel, I'm talking about people in the business. And it's just, I feel like we have to be way more responsible so we could help, save the lives that we can save. We have to be actively doing something, because if not, like young people are going to continue to die. They're going to continue to achieve whatever level of success that they have, and they can't maintain it and manage it. And that's a problem.
It definitely is.
Yeah, so that's why I always give, even if the guys are not stars now, I always try to make myself available to welcome someone who wants to talk about whatever it is that they're going through. So that's every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern on my personal Instagram.
Yeah, drop that IG while we're right here talking about it so they can check it out.
Richardine Bartee, that's my first name, last name, spelled correctly. I always tell people that. Spell it correctly, you'll find me. Yeah, you don't have anything to say or you're not comfortable to talk, definitely come through. Just watch what we're talking about. It's always about positivity and support and love, most importantly. And I give people the space to say whatever it is that they want to say. And whether I agree with you or not, it's not to be combative. It's to have healthy conversation.
Yeah, I tell you what, that's one of the things that I'm learning. Like we all have our own ideas and perceptions about what other people should be thinking or feeling. But at the end of the day, you got to just shut up and let people feel what they feel and let them express it. Because, that I'm gonna tell you, like, I know that it has gotten me in trouble in the past, because you want people to feel inspired and uplifted. You want people to be feeling good, right? Because if I feel good, I want you to feel good. But at the same time, you got to understand that when people don't feel good and they telling you like, hey, whatever, like just be mindful and give them the space, be mindful, give them the space and know that they are just not making it up, because there's been too many people who have committed suicide, who, like you said, on drugs or, just going down these dark paths. So I'm definitely with you on that. And I applaud you for doing something like that, because you could just only be taking care of the music part, so for you to even be able to do that that's a blessing in itself. So we love that. And while we're there, give me like 2 or 3 things. What are you doing? What are you doing to keep your own mental clarity?
Oh,
what are you doing? What is Richardine up to aside from popping up in the mall and having a good old shopping spree? Like, tell me some things.
Oh, you are hilarious. You are hilarious.
I was gonna put you on blast for that, right?
Nah, having those conversations it helps me also, because I get to hear what the young artists are going through.
Right.
And then like for anybody that I work with, or that is in my network, I know how to advise them based on the conversations that I had, or I see it from their side, and then I can also give them the examples from our side, like label personnel, people behind the scenes that work with them and that kind of thing. And so it allows me to express myself too with my day-to-day grievances or whatever it is I have going on. It gives me that balance also. So I think that helps me. I like to talk my things out. Like, I contact people like you, be like, let me know if I'm tripping. Or like, yo, this just happened. Like, was that what I thought it was? Like,
it was. Right.
I try not to keep any of that like in my head or on me. As far as like personally, I'd like to write things out. So I have like a chalkboard wall in the room, and like to diffuse some of the anxiety or like the inevitable stress, I just write things down. Like it makes me feel like, okay, like that part or whatever is in my mind or on my shoulders it's not here right now. It's over there. It's on the page. It's on the wall.
Yeah.
And then I'm able to like view it and then see it as a task more so than like a burden in my mind. And then I'm forgetting, because I'm very forgetful lately. I think because it's just a lot going on.
It is a lot, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. And then like just the repetition of how I'm used to learning and retaining things, it was always through writing. And I mean, most of what I do now is typing. So it's just a little different. So I won't remember those things unless like I itemize it or I tell Siri to make a note or whatever. And then like as I'm going through the day, then I remember. Because also like the concept of time is very weird right now. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, wait, it's the end of the week already? Like that blew by. I was just sitting on the couch. I didn't even do much. Like I didn't go anywhere. Like I quantify like doing things is movement for me. Like picking up and going to an office or like going to visit this person or have like a walkthrough somewhere, like that makes me feel like I'm doing something. Yeah, like I'm getting the most of my day. And when that's not happening, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. So, I think we're all in that same space of just, the inactivity first of all. But, you definitely have to do those brain dumps. You have to find that mental space. And I know we're getting ready to wrap up here in a few, but I want to let me do this because I think this will be beneficial for the aspiring artists and, just maybe anybody that is interested in the entertainment industry. Like, what new opportunities do you see on the horizon for 2021? And I want you to think about that a second before you answer it, because what I want you to consider is not only with the pandemic, with the social distancing, but also like the new technology and things like that are available for emerging artists that can't get into the studio, or they can't afford PR and marketing, or, nobody's giving them the internship at whatever publication that they're interested in working in. So what sort of opportunities do you see that could potentially benefit somebody who is an emerging artist or an aspiring writer or publicist?
Is this across all genres?
Across all genres. Whatever information you feel like offering is good.
Well, I think right now is a good time for people to hone in on their craft. Right. Like, just because you don't have money for the best mix, like I feel like you should be making sure that whatever it is that you are recording is good, is so good that first of all, anyone that you want to hear the music, like before it comes out, if it's mixed well or not, we will be able to identify if it's a great song or not. So I would say put the time and effort into like writing the best song possible and focus on being competitive. If you want to be in the music business, you have to write competitive music. Otherwise, you're making it for yourself and your friends and your family.
Right.
Mama
always loves it.
Yeah, if you're producing and you want to be in the music industry, make competitive beats. industry standard beats, like competitive records. It's that's why we have awards shows. That's a competition. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, no,
I got you. Yeah, I got you. You're right.
People, because if you don't, and me personally, I went to art school. I love creativity, right? And I love innovation. I love all of those things. But like, yes, that's the business we're in, but not really. When you think about the industry, there's really no room for innovation. Like, if you're going to be innovative, you have to come within a lane of what's already out there, and then like whatever outlandish thing or like innovation you're bringing, it almost has to be like something that's going to work for whatever's already there.
Right. So, yeah.
Let's say, for instance, like, okay, we have Steve Jobs made the iPhone, right? Okay, great. Now, what accessory are you going to bring or app to this thing that already exists that's going to make you, if you're not the innovative person, you have to come with something that's going to work with this, like the AirPods, the Beats headphones, like, you know what I'm saying? The wireless charger, like, it makes sense. It has to be part of what's already going on, because if not, either you're going to try to wait for the general public to catch up, and God knows when that's going to happen. Right? True. You know, and then you're just sitting there, and then now you're beating yourself up, and you're like, oh, you know, I don't know, like, what? I'm a genius, like, but yeah, like you're only a genius until it makes it to the general public and they agree.
Right. You definitely got a point. I mean, it has. That's the whole point of making it for the public, right? Something for exposure and to actually sell and to market, to be marketable. So
you know, people be like, you know, I always know that boy was gonna make it. Like, no, you didn't.
Right. Didn't know a thing. I tell you.
You know how many people they be like, yeah, I wish he'd go do something else. Like,
right.
Until it works, then it's like, then that's when everybody come out the woodworks like, oh yeah, you know, I always knew. You sure you always knew? All right.
Yeah, we good. No new friends today. We're so good. Mm-hmm. All right, that's perfect. All right, Rich. So before we wrap up, what are your plans? Like I said, it's New Year's Eve. You know, any plans? I know that the Times Square thing is shut down. You know, unfortunately, due to everything that's happening.
I wasn't going to anyway. Hey, somebody hopped on here and they saying, "Hey, I wasn't gonna." Somebody named M. Melcher.
Oh yes, my girl. Hey.
Yeah, I wasn't going to go to Times Square anyway, so that's not something I miss. But what I usually do is I stay home with my family, and then we count down. I haven't really been anywhere to be like, oh, I've had this New Year's experience. Like, that's just, I guess it's like an unspoken tradition of ours. We just stay together. So, yeah. I'd rather bring in the New Year with my family.
So. That's what I'll tell you what, that's it's good, it's safe, and I love it, you know. And plus, you know, family, I'm pretty sure y'all will find some good entertainment, some good food. Hey, do you do
already?
Y'all got the food going?
No, we ain't got the food going, but we are a movie.
Yeah.
So we
as I've seen, right.
Yeah, exactly.
I have seen in action. Who's doing the black eyed peas and the cabbage and that type of thing, and the chitterlings.
No way. We're gonna leave that to you Southern folk. We're gonna remain Northerners.
Oh my God! So I'll tell you what. I was talking to a relative last week, and I think he was about to go out. So let me just switch over here. And she was pretty much saying that she was like, you know, I don't know about the good luck stuff with the black eyed peas and the cabbage, you know, or whatever, you know, going over into like 2020. So she was like, maybe for like 2021, I'll leave that alone, you know. So I thought that was funny, but yeah, that's the thing.
Is that like a Southern tradition?
You know what? I don't know as much as it being an actual just a Southern tradition, but yeah, I know a lot of people attest to like the green, the cabbage. Yeah, the black eyed peas and cabbage. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
You confirm it with Mama. Yeah, she listens.
Yeah, she like. So I didn't know. I didn't know that there was like a thing that people do. I had no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think I'll probably. I don't know what the dinner would be like, but maybe some fireworks and just kicking back and being thankful and being grateful.
Fireworks. Oh, all right.
Fireworks. Yeah, we have made it, and yeah, let's get ready to roll for 2021. Got some great stuff going. Richardine, before we wrap up, let us know where we can catch you online. Drop them social media handles. Let us know about the lives, all that wonderful stuff, and also don't forget GrungeCake.
Yeah, definitely. So first and foremost, go to my website. It's grungecake.com, GrungeCake.com. You can follow me on Instagram, Richardine Bartee. I'm also on Twitter. You can search my name. It should pop up, but the handle is The Yam, spelled correctly. If you Google my name, like all these pages will show up. And just follow me, be respectful. And I also respect you. And then we can have a conversation.
Absolutely. It's a safe space, y'all. A safe space. All right.
It's a safe space. Tag them here.
Right. I love it. All right, Rich. I appreciate you, girl. Thanks so much for dropping in. We have concluded our first official SOB, the Style of Business Podcast live. My good friend Richardine Bartee. Thanks so much. We look forward to catching up with you in the new year, which is in a few hours. So take care. We'll talk to you soon. All right.
Later.
All right, babe. All right, bye.
Thanks for hanging out with us here on SOB. We hope this episode has been resourceful. If you'd like to check out the latest articles or follow Keetria's website updates, just log on to Keetria.com or follow her on Twitter at KEETRIA.